My name's Martin James. I'm responsible for Aerospike's business in Europe. I'm based in the UK. And like a lot of I'm a very keen tennis player. And like a lot of the English tennis players, none of us are playing at Roland Garros this week. We all got knocked out in the first week. It was terrible. But I'm looking forward to a great tournament. We have a lot to do today. This is our first Aerospike Summit in Paris, so delighted to be here. We actually had one earlier in the week in Tel Aviv, so a couple of our presenters have actually flown from Tel Aviv to be with us today, which is fantastic. And we hope that this will be the first of many summits that we hold here in Paris. We've held a number across different regions across Europe in the last 6 to 12 months in Berlin and Amsterdam and Barcelona. So we hope this will be the start of a trend of many activities here in Paris. And I do have to thank our customer, but actually more importantly, our partner, Criteo, for hosting yet another event. So Peter, Maxim, Kinney, wherever Kinney is, thank you so much for hosting the event today. It's much appreciated. So who knew Aerospike before you got an email or a LinkedIn message or you became a customer like some people did? Had anyone not heard of Aerospike until they got the invite? Had anyone not heard of it? So you all know what we do, because we were all actually users of Aerospike technology. You may not know it. You know, for me as an example, I'm very lucky in that I've got tickets for the Olympics this year. So I'll be back in Paris in about 2 months' time. I think when most of the Parisians are going to leave Paris, but I will be back here. And I couldn't book any accommodation on Airbnb. I tried twice, it was cancelled. So actually I used an Aerospike customer, Home to Go. Great website. They have a lot of vacation properties, and I booked my accommodation through Home to Go. I paid for it using PayPal. And then, as we know, Paris does tend to have a few traffic jams. So another great customer is TomTom. And TomTom uses not for the map data, because that's pretty static. They use us for the real-time traffic information. So the thing that comes from the devices back to TomTom and then gets pushed out to all those drivers or Deliveroo guys. That real-time traffic information is all handled by Aerospike. And I'm very lucky. I do own a property in France. So despite Brexit, I do have a property in the ski region. And every year I get hit with taxes from that region, and I pay them through the electronic banking system using the European Central Bank, which again runs on Aerospike. So many of you may already be users of Aerospike technology and not realize it, because I am. So the objectives for today, there are 2 objectives. Really, we do want to feed you and ensure you have some nice drinks, but it's very much educational. So there's some objectives we have in terms of what you will learn about today. So these are just some of the topics. You know, we're very keen to help you understand how you can achieve some of your sustainability targets, how you can reduce infrastructure, what is blockchain, understand what is RAG, what are vector search, graph databases, and also build a real-time future with build a sustainable future with real-time data. So those are kind of the educational topics that we'll be covering today, and also having some drinks. How we typically educate people is through webinars, Zoom calls, email campaigns, lots of LinkedIn messages. But for today, I decided we'd use the usual suspects. And so I've got a few of them with me today. And so we have this fantastic set of presenters. So I'm really looking forward to all of the content that they will deliver. And our agenda, after me, there'll be our CEO, Subbu, who'll be going through a bit of a background to our corporate history, and also taking you through what's going to happen to Aerospike in the future. We'll then have Maxime from Criteo, who's been a customer now for about 3 years, who will be telling you, their experiences with Aerospike and why they chose Aerospike and what kind of value they have obtained from us. So that's going to be a fantastic presentation. We will then have a break, and following the break, delighted that Martin has joined us from Spain, part of BSV Blockchain. They have this incredible platform that runs capable of running 1 trillion transactions per week, which is outstanding. So I'm looking forward to understanding more about blockchain and also what they've done with their platform. Then after that, a panel discussion. So we'll have 4 people on the panel, moderated by Pierre from the Aerospike team, looking at the challenges and how you can address application modernization. And then we'll finish up with a really exciting presentation and demonstration of some of our newer technologies around vector and graph and how that can be applied to real-life use cases. And then finally, just after about 6 o'clock, we'll ensure that we get the food and the drink out in order to reward you for all of your participation and interaction in the previous few hours. So before I hand over to our first presenter, are there any questions, concerns, anything I need to address at all? Okay, so with that,